become members of the Alumni Association. We currently have a chapter in New York, a chapter in Canada, and a chapter in Florida. We are asking you, if you're in that location, to make contact with us and we can give you the address of the president. We also have 1 or 2 chapters in Jamaica. Manchester chapter is very strong. But yes, but we need to build the numbers so that we collaboratively we can work towards development of this noble institution, the one that we feel so proud about. I'm sure you have seen some of the changes that have been made, you know, over the 50 years, but we still have a far way to go. You have been hearing about smart classrooms. We're in a technological age. No longer are we just sitting around the desk and, you know, using the chalk and talk. It's a technological age, and if we are to move forward as a university, then we have to move with the times, right? And you have noticed the big project. There's also a project for well where they're building a well to supply water to the university. And there are many other needs, but we do not have the finances. As an alumni association, we do fundraising, but we also rely on membership. Please, I believe you me it's only $2,000, not US, 2,000 Jamaican dollars that we pay for the year for membership. So we're asking you, I'm sure you're going to be coming on the campus. Our alumni office is attending the secretaries there on Mondays and Wednesdays, where you can join us. I think in your magazine you also have an application form. If you don't have it there, Mr. Dwayne and Danny, they are members of the executive and will be with you all along. So that's my appeal to you, to really remember the Alumni Association and be as excited about it as you are excited about the batch, because the batch came out of the university. Do you agree with that?
Yes, yes.
Good. So I know I have your support. I don't have to ask you. And by next week, you want to email me directly, I'm Merit Henry, M-E-R, or Mosa President at yahoo.com. That is easy to remember. Mosa President at yahoo.com. And my telephone number 876-293-4478. Or the office number that I don't remember. You remember that?
926-3046.
926-3046. And remember the 876 in front of it. Merit, M-E-R-R-I-T, Henry. Or you can do Merit Henry at yahoo.com or Mosa President at yahoo.com.
The office number is 920, not 926. 920-3046.
So continue to enjoy your week of activities, and I hope to see you again. My number is...
Two significant dates. You know, when we came here in 1968, it was a sort of transitional period. We were the largest batch to date, 350 of us. 350. And part of the reason for that large number at that time, you know, is that the government at the time was seeking to man new secondary schools. You know, you remember the New Deal in Education by Edwin Allen? They were seeking to man the new secondary schools, and so they went out to bring teachers, bring youngsters into the colleges. And we had 350 of us here, you know. And in 2018, another transitional period. This time is with the college, moving from university college to full university. And again, we are called as a part of that process. And Oh, absolutely, Aberdeen, we are a chosen people.
Thank you, Lord, for keeping us through all these years and for the privilege we have of not only traveling together but enjoying a day together with you. Give us safety as we travel, Father. Help us to remember you in all things. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. Amen.
Initially for coming here is Mr. Winston Bedwell. So give him a big round of applause.
Oh, yes.
Relates to when we couldn't make a certain decision about something. We weren't sure where we are going to go. So we had another content placed in mind. And that is what I said came in. To make the final decision as to where to go. I just want to make the record straight. And all the boxer people understand.
The records should show that a number of batchmates were at that little spot there having a drink one evening, and I can't recall whether it was Lockjaw or Valeria, but somebody said, why not arrange a reunion of all members of the batch? And this is it. It's not my responsibility. There has been an excellent committee. And members have worked extremely hard. They have put out an enormous amount of their energy and time to get us all here. Some of us are stubborn, and they tied those who were stubborn and they dropped them in. And you're all here. I welcome you to our home. You're always welcome here, and that is genuine. Please enjoy yourselves, and it's my honor and pleasure to accommodate you. Thank you.
Thank you, Linton, for that warm welcome to your home, and we should enjoy the facilities and the accommodation this evening. We're going to have Grace, and I'm going to ask our Pope, not the earlier, our latest Pope, Joseph. Where's Joseph? Gordon.
Right there.
Yes. We're going to ask Joseph to say grace for us. So Joseph, you want to come away?
For those of you who have forgotten, Linton is the host, Daniel is the chair, and Joseph Gordon will give the prayer. So we are all three Gordons. It would be remiss of me if I actually never said something again about this wonderful gathering. Sunday morning, I did say that I am happy to see you all. And I'm really, really happy to see you all. And not only to see you, but to be with you. I don't know when Reggie bought this place, but the Lord had a hand in it. Little did you know, so you can't help but serve him. And not serving with any flimsy commitment. Right. So, the Lord had a hand in this buying of this place. And indeed, we are happy to be here again. And I know that this is not the only occasion, but on several occasions, we have come to this place and enjoy ourselves. And I really do believe that you really mean it, that this is our place, and we can always and you notice there's no water hole here. No water hole. So we will always be coming back here from time to time, Reggie. And thank you very much. Indeed. Shall we pause for prayer? Once more, Heavenly Father, we approach your mercy seat because you are God, and there is none like you. We thank you this afternoon for life, for love, and for change, because you have been involved in all of these. And Father, we pray especially again for those who are here. We ask that your hand of mercy will continue to be on this batch. Help each member, Father, that we'll seek to turn over our lives to you, so that you can really help us to be a committed people to your cause and to live purposeful lives for the rest of our lives. And Father, we thank you for this time of fellowship. We thank you for the fun, and we thank you for the food. We ask, oh God, that you would bless them and bless us to your service, for Christ's sake.
Amen.
Want to win some with prayer? Eric, I'm glad to see you. Bingo, I'm glad to see you. We want to play some spur. 2016. And you, I hear the welcome from Linton. And I want to say to us that he's up front, but the powerhouse that made this decision and the person who is making this most possible is the power behind him, Maggie. As a matter of fact, when we spoke about coming here, he was not able to say yes until he consulted the powerhouse. So we're going to just now invite Maggie here with Geraldine,
Yes.
for a small token of our appreciation. Yes. Geraldine, Maggie. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone.
Yes.
Hearing me now?
Yes.
All right. Not hearing me? Don't forget the teacher. Maggie. You're an awesome person.
Yes.
We want to say a special, special thank you to you. You are the consummate hostess.
Yes.
You are always accommodating us, even when we don't give you any notice. And we just barge in on you, and you have never frowned on us. You are always so welcoming. There are times when we come in, and Maggie said, but I never know someone will come. And the next thing we know, Maggie disappears, and we have the whole place to ourselves. We used to hear some people saying that Maggie is from the prep school. But guess what happened? If we go back to the Bible, the Lord says, one has to be like a child in order to take place in the kingdom. And so we believe there's a special place in the kingdom for Maggie, because Maggie has been so good to us. On behalf of batch 68, 70, 71, we ask you to accept this little token.
Thank you, Lord.
In appreciation of your love and support. Thank you, Maggie.
Did I make speech? Well, if I knew I had to make a speech, I would have written it. Yes, impromptu. It has been a real pleasure to be your hostess. Yeah. And this is really coming from the heart. Oh. Yes, I enjoy doing this, and it is no worry, no problem. Of course, I'm tired, but that is age, not because of this. So, but I don't know, I shouldn't say, do it again. Yes, but it's a pleasure to meet all of you guys in the batch, and it's really wonderful for the 50 years that you have known each other, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Break now, and we are going to hand out our magazines, and I'll ask Mr. Judy to take this part of it for us.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. About a year ago, we started planning this event. We had about 8 persons joining, coming together, brainstorming, deciding what to do, and of course, you know, like any committee, we had our agreements and disagreements, perhaps more disagreements than agreements. Nonetheless, we all came together and we decided exactly what to do. We decided that the activities would be as informal as possible. We also thought that perhaps one of the best ways to really have you all remember this event, but in particular what happened over the period of 50 years since you have separated, is to produce a magazine. And this magazine would be a then and now. See what you look like when you came in 50 years ago, what you look like now, and a little bit of what happens in between. Yes, we have our magazine. Yes, the idea of the scholarship is there, but also the idea of the smart classroom. And the money has been exhausted. So we're going to give the magazines out to those persons who did make your contribution, first of all. And of course, with the expectation that everybody will get a copy of the magazine, because those who have not yet made their contribution will do so in good faith and will do so to that. Yes. So, you know, I really want those persons who have not yet made their contribution of, to make the contribution, so you can have a copy of the magazine, but also contribute to the legacy project that we would like to have. Now, this is not going to be a simple task, because the smart classroom, and I'm talking about infrastructure now, Professor Ying, not equipment, infrastructure. The smart classroom, I believe, is a good legacy project for the batch. It will be branded 68-71 batch, and that will be there as long as the college exists, and you know that is for eternity.
Let me have your attention now. I knew all along, ladies and gentlemen, that I have some talented members in the batch. But I really did not know that they have such good memories. You imagine they remember things that happened 50 years ago. They even remember all the houses at Mico 50 years ago. Well, they are very good. But ladies and gentlemen, on a more serious note, I really want to thank and commend all of you for being here. You know, this idea of the 50th anniversary celebration, Linton told us how it started. I don't know how it started, but the first time I heard about it was from a dear lady by the name of Geraldine McDonald. It was actually at a funeral. I saw her. She said something, Andel, in 2 years' time, was it 2 years? We are going to be having the 50th anniversary of Atlantis. I wasn't even thinking about it. And I said, that's a good idea. You know, Geraldine has been one of the outstanding members.
Yes.
Yes. She has been the logistics manager, the logistics general, maybe the logistics logistics Geraldine, maybe that's what we should say. But Geraldine has really been an outstanding person. Whenever you see she's not very happy looking, something is not going the way she wants it to be. But she has really been hardworking. If you want something to be done, and she's not too busy, you don't ask Geraldine, she's already busy doing something else. But Geraldine has been very good, ladies and gentlemen. You can't say too much on her on this. So the first person who mentioned about this coordination, this celebration to me was Geraldine. Good idea. And there are other conversations on it, I'm sure. But the next major thing that happened is that Curdel sent out an email trying to coordinate things. And ladies and gentlemen, believe me, I can't take enough time. And I hope you're listening. Please, just make an effort to listen. I can't take enough time to really tell you the value of Curdel on this committee. Curdel has been the secretary, coordinator, convener. Really, or they may not have started, I don't know where it started, but had it not been for Curdel, we really would have had some serious difficulties. So we want to give Curdel another big round of applause. She has been outstandingly good. So Curdel sent out that email, and some of us saw it. Yes, good idea. But the next thing was to get the leader for the committee. And guess what? We saw an email from Danny Gordon indicating that himself and Burchell are volunteering to be the coordinators of the planning committee. Give them a big round of applause. This is double. Danny Gordon and Burchell doing it. And I need to say it here. The objective of the committee, and I'm going to continue just introducing the people, but it was never ever a primary objective just to raise funds. And it still is not. But obviously, ladies and gentlemen, we have to be responsible. That is why we are trying to make sure we can cover costs. And as graduates of the college, we want to give back something to the college. Some people have given back things with less involvement than we can. So we're not pushing pressure, we're not putting pressure on anybody. But if you are able to give, whatever you're able to give, then do it. After all, where better can you give it? To the politicians? No, and it's going to be used for a good purpose. If you can give. I think, was it Eric who made a valuable suggestion? I've never heard it before, but I'm going to repeat it. Eric said if you're making a will, Many of us, I'm sure, have considered that. And you want to leave something for Mico, that's an excellent idea. Nobody's pressuring anybody to do it. But if you think that from your will, you can leave something for Mico, it's an excellent idea, ladies and gentlemen. And I think I ought to say this, because although we are not trying to raise funds, as I'm sure you all agree, whatever we can do for the college will be welcome. All right, but let's go back. I want to mention some other persons. You can't omit Barbara Cohen. Barbara, where's Barbara? Give Barbara a big round of applause. She chaired this fairly impromptu program. And Barbara really put a lot of things together. Barbara has been an outstanding member of the committee. We have Joseph Gordon. Joseph, they call him Pope. Joseph?
Our spiritual leader.
Our spiritual leader. He planned most of the Thanksgiving service. And Bedward was the brain behind the outing. And as I told you yesterday, since I didn't want to introduce it this time, when we had a little conflict, another person helped us to resolve it. But Bedward was the initial brain behind the committee for the outing. Give Brother Bedward a big hand. And he has no relation to the Bedward of Augustine, as far as I know.
Not sure about that.
No. There are other members of the committee, like for example, Joy was on the internet, an internet member, that's Joy for Duncan. Sylvia was also a member of the committee, she was on the internet as well. I was a member of the committee. Who else were? No, I've learned that in these cases you have to make sure you're not leaving out anybody. So have I left out anybody else? Yes, Mrs. Burnke was a member of the committee. He joined the committee, a very valuable member. Let's give Mrs. Burton a big hand. And of course, we mentioned Luther yesterday. I said it again, Luther is a missing member. I mentioned it yesterday. Ladies, listen, it really would be unfortunate if we leave here without being able to keep in contact. Don't you agree? Yes. We are not a group that's going to be writing day after day. We're not like a WhatsApp group we're going to be writing and so on. But if something happens, we ought to know as a group. Maybe somebody can tell you who to contact, maybe where we are living, or we have a register. So one of the things we are trying to get, ladies and gentlemen, is to form a type of registry, for lack of a better word, where we can keep a record of all the members of the batch, and that is for positive reasons. We didn't know who to put in the list of those who have passed away, because we have had no records. We have to be dependent on what people say. So listen, so when the magazine reached a certain stage, maybe ready for printing, somebody said, no, there's so-and-so who died. We didn't hear about that person, so Burchell had to go back and make changes. But that was bad. The worst thing, what is even worse, is to have a name there, which is not dead, and she's not dead. You know, that was worse. Andel Bailey, but Andel Bailey is not dead. So we need to have a record, ladies and gentlemen, you will agree, where we can keep a record of what's happening with them. Don't you agree, ladies and gentlemen? So we need a central registry where we can keep information and we can access information.
Absolutely.
In the same way we are saying that a lot of the pictures that you have taken, if you send them, and I'm saying us at the moment, send them to the email address, we are going to find a way to put them up so that members of the batch can have access to them. So maybe you didn't take a picture, but you're in a picture. We can find a way to put it at some spot on the internet, and members of the batch can have access. We are going to try and work that out. And with Juliette's capabilities and her relatives' capabilities, I'm sure we can do it. Not to mention the other people you have here. Ladies and gentlemen.
When I was in college, I didn't know about Burchell's talents other than being an artist. I didn't know about Andel's talent other than being a very religious man. And I didn't know about Joseph Gordon's talent other than being the or the assistant pope. But the management skills that these guys developed over the period put this function together. And I just want to be associated with the whole fact that today we were able to realize this. And to mention that this function is 50 years when we went to the Mico. Yes. 3 years from now, is when we left Mico. And I want to challenge them to put this together 3 years from now. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy.
My fellow batchmates, I have to thank you all for the responses. I know I flooded your mailboxes.
Oh, yeah.
Flooded your mailboxes, and many of you may have been annoyed with all this thing coming to you. But we really want to thank you for the support. Because if you did not respond, then we would not have this function. When we were getting slow responses, we decided that, well, if we didn't hear from the other batchmates, we would just have something ourselves to celebrate. But you have come in, and we said we did not want the persons, especially who were supporting the cause from overseas, to come and not enjoy themselves and have a good time that you would remember and be happy that you came. So thank you all for coming, and thank you all for the support that you have given us. Thank you. And take care of yourselves, especially health-wise.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of all our fellow brothers and sisters who have made it a special occasion to be here this evening from abroad, I want to, on behalf of them, extend our sincere thank you. First, Mr. and Mrs. Gordon, for allowing us this beautiful place this evening and accommodating us in this great fashion. We want to thank them from all the visitors from abroad who came. Please give them a very big hand for me.
Yes.
So, we also want to thank the committee who have put out such a type of effort which is beyond human comprehension. Ladies and gentlemen, we have greatly appreciate your interest in us from abroad to make we come here and have such a great time.
Yes, sir.
Please put your hand together and give this committee a great hand. And I want to say thank you again, ladies and gentlemen, and may the good Lord ever give you the strength to continue the good work that you are doing in God's name. Praise the Lord. Amen.
Amen.
But I said after 50 years, I must be able to say 2 words.
Yes.
So it's so good to see all of you. In Cayman, sometime I walk, and I know many teachers from Jamaica, and I try to look and see if I could see one of my batchmates. But so far, I have only seen Eunice Hannaford, I think she was. Yes. And I don't see her here tonight. I was in a group with Ines and Lecky Wright and others, and it's so good to see all of you. On behalf of Judy, who had to leave because she had some other things going on, Karen, and myself, and my husband also, I dragged him, I said, you have to come with me.
So glad he came.
And he has just fitted in. I tell him maybe we'll give him a little paper, you know, here and there, to be a Biconian.
Yes.
It has been a great time. We got the spiritual peace, we got the enlightening peace, the enrichment, we got everything during these 3 days. And I just want to add what the other speaker has said early on, that the committee, our batch committee, Curdel, and you know all the names, you did a wonderful job. Yes. We are proud of you. Great job. And we can only say, God bless you, continue to bless you, and may you live to see many, 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 many moons with love and prosperity. God bless.
This is overwhelming to see everybody together after 50 years. No, isn't this amazing?
Oh, we are together, together, together. The more we are together, the happier we shall be. Let Janko sit down and treat up, pick up the blossom. Make me walk and talk, girl. Make me walk and talk.
I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank the organizing committee for everything that they did for us for the weekend, the time we spent here. It was, I'm not sure how many years ago, it has been maybe 5 years ago. Burchell, Curdel, Geraldine, and Valeria, I do not know if they remember. They took me to lunch. And I never laughed that loud. I was never that happy. And at the end of it, and I said, do you guys meet here? And they say, yeah, some of us do. And I said, okay, we need to meet. We need to meet, and we can do it virtually. I don't know if they remember. But for me, I never ever forgot it, because I never ever laughed that loud, and it was a happy occasion. I don't know if they even remember. And so, if this grew out of that, I am happy, wonderfully happy. Just one thing I want to say, another thing I want to say to us. Somebody mentioned it at the church service in terms of you do not plan to die, but those of us who have not yet made our wills, and you can adjust it. You can put Mico in your will, and for something, it doesn't matter how small. Put Mico in your will. For me, Mico is very, very special. I've been through school, University of the West Indies, whatever, other universities. For me, Mico is so very, very special. So, and that's what I wanted to say. There was something else, but I think I forgot.
I just want to say something. I look across and I see Margaret. The last time I saw her before this time was when Mr. Shirley's funeral. I got her number, Karen and Judy's. And when this thing came about, I communicated with all 3 of them. I was on the plane.
Think of what we can do the next 2 years. We don't want it to be. We don't want it to be what it is now. There are persons who have different ideas. Probably some might think of going on a cruise. So 2021, we can think of going on a cruise. So then you can start saving towards that.
Thanks for your goodness and your grace and your mercy to this batch 6871. Thank you for everyone who was able to come. And we ask your blessings also on those who were not able to come. Thank you once again, oh God, for the committee, the wonderful committee, who planned all these activities for us in these past 3 days. Lord, as we think about Mico, and we think about all we learned while we were there, our foundation, we want to thank you for Mico. We ask you to bless the principal and all that is being done there at this time. Bless the students and bless us all, those who are leaving and those who are staying. And may we keep in contact, God, and may you protect us and guide us through all our days. In Jesus' name, amen.
This is Garfield DaCosta, your videographer for this function. I hope you have enjoyed the presentation, and I hope that God can spare our lives to do this again. God bless you, and thank you all. Bye-bye.